Cheekio Chimp, problem solver. I really want to go on holiday, somewhere nice and warm this summer, said Cheekio as he ate his school dinner. I've already asked my mother and she says as long as my exam results are good, then I will be allowed to go, replied Ellezina as she took a bite from her apple. Where is the school trip this year? Asked Himakoo as he read his comic. I think it's one of the islands over there, replied Zebgaan as he pointed through the open window. All the friends looked out of the school canteen window and smiled at the prospect of having a fun time together on their annual school trip. School trips were always fun. Cheekio Chimp was always getting into mischief. He was always getting into trouble and getting his friends in trouble too. However, they were all still very close. On last year's school trip, Cheekio shouted, "Man overboard!" and everybody rushed to the edge of the ship and looked into the sea. When the captain realised there was no one in the water, he asked Cheekio why he shouted, "Man overboard!" And Cheekio replied by saying, "I said, man, I'm bored!" and chuckled. Will your mother let you go this year after what you did last time? Asked Himakoo, shaking his head and grinning. I'm sure she saw the funny side of it, laughed Cheekio. After their school lunch, the four friends went to their last lessons and then made their way home. Good luck with your parents, Cheekio. I hope they give you permission to go on the school trip this year, said Ellezina, giving a thumbs up. Don't worry, I will be there no problem, replied Cheekio and returned the thumbs up. Hi, Mother. Is Father home? Asked Cheekio as he made his way through the front door. No, dear, replied Mother. I'm just going to tidy my room. Would you like a cup of tea before I clean my room? Asked Cheekio as he made his way upstairs. No, thanks, replied Mother. Are you feeling okay? She asked in a confused tone. I'm fine, thanks, giggled Cheekio as he rubbed his hands. His game plan was unfolding. Cheekio quickly tidied his room. He threw all the clothes that were lying in a heap on the bedroom floor into his cupboard, and all the books, comics and sweets were thrown under his bed. Perfect! Nice and clean in 2 minutes, thought Cheekio as he admired his work. Cheekio made his way downstairs and decided it was time. As he made it halfway down, he asked in his best telephone voice the crucial question. Mother, I've tidied my room, expecting good results at school. Do you think... Before Cheekio could finish his sentence, his father walked in through the front door and made his way to the kitchen to greet Mother. I know what you're going to ask, son, and the answer is no, shouted Mother. Ask your father, she added. Father, would you like a cup of tea? Asked Cheekio as he leaned over the banister and peered into the kitchen from the stairs. Yes, please, replied Father. Can I go on the school trip this year? Asked Cheekio as he pressed his palms. Will you behave? Asked Father from behind the kitchen door. Yes, and I will do anything you ask. Please, Father, you are number one, after Mother, said Cheekio as he fell to his knees and prayed. You can only go if you solve this problem, replied Father. What is the problem? Asked Cheekio as he got to his feet. You have 3 items, a large block of cheese, a mouse and a cat. You have to take the 3 items one at a time from this island to another island. You cannot take more than 1 item at the same time, or your boat will sink. You must keep all the items safe. Do not let the cat eat the mouse, or the mouse eat the cheese. Don't worry, the cat hates cheese. Solve that problem, then I will let you go. That's easy. I will solve it as soon as possible, replied Cheekio, his arms raised high into the air. Cheekio was rushing to school to join his friends and tell them the good news. He had a skip in his step and he was delighted at the prospect of going to the school trip later that year. I can't wait for the school trip. It's going to be fun, thought Cheekio. Ellezina Elephant, Himakoo Hippo and Zebgaan Zebra were waiting at the school gates as arranged the previous day. What time do you call this? Asked Ellezina as she looked at her watch. Forget the time, smiled Cheekio. Why are you so happy? It's science first lesson. You hate science, said Zebgaan as he scratched his head. Looks like Cheekio got the thumbs up for the school trip, responded Himakoo as he stared at his happy little friend. That's right, I can go, and all I have to do is solve a little problem that my father has given me, replied Cheekio. The three friends smiled at Cheekio and congratulated him. What is the problem that needs solving? Asked Himakoo as they all walked towards their classes. Cheekio explained the problem to the three friends, who all listened with interest. Take the cat first to the island, said Ellezina confidently. If I do that, then the mouse will eat the cheese, replied Cheekio, shaking his head. Take the cheese first, replied Himakoo, looking pleased. If I do that, then the cat will eat the mouse, replied Cheekio, looking worried. Then you have to take the mouse first. That is the final option, replied Zebgaan, smiling in delight. That's right! That would leave the cat with the cheese, and the cat hates cheese, and all would be safe, said Cheekio as he jumped for joy. But what would I take next? The cat or the cheese? They all thought about it. Morning lessons came and had finished. Lunch came and had finished. Afternoon lessons came and had finished. It was time to go home, and still the four friends could not decide which item to take next. If we take the cheese next and go back for the cat, then the mouse will eat the cheese on the other island, so that won't work. If we take the cat next and go back for the cheese, the cat will eat the mouse on the other island, said Cheekio, looking very puzzled. I think your parents have set you a problem that can't be solved. Basically, it's a trick question. It's just a polite way of them saying you can't go on the school trip, replied Himakoo, as he looked to the ground in sympathy. There has to be a way. There has to be a way. There has to be a way, said Cheekio, as he stroked his chin in deep thought. The four friends decided to go to the coast and look at the views of all the islands. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining, the birds were singing in the trees, the wind whistled through the jungle. I guess I will be going somewhere local, while all of you go on the school trip, said Cheekio, as he threw a pebble across the deep blue sea. The pebble bounced once on the sea surface and then disappeared from sight, just like Cheekio's school trip. Don't worry, I'm sure if we all put our minds to it, we will solve the problem, reassured Ellezina. All four friends looked as far as they could into the sea and beyond. They counted many islands. There was a very small one, two larger ones, and one very large island. On a dry day when the tide was out, the friends used to walk to the smallest of the islands and have a picnic. But today the tide was in, and all they could do was throw pebbles into the sea. A boat nearby was very old and would not hold everyone. Suddenly, there was a very large splash in the sea. Who threw that large pebble into the sea? Asked Cheekio as he looked at his friends. I did. The four friends turned around, and facing them was their arch-enemy, Ellezina Lion. He was huge. He had a large mane on a large face, with evil green eyes, sharp teeth, and razor claws. Finally, I have all four. You cannot run from me now, roared Ellezina. Please, we are at your mercy. Don't harm us, your highness, quivered Ellezina. The four friends were trapped between the sea and Ellezina. There was no way of escape. This was another problem that needed to be solved, and Ellezina was not going to be helping. Rather than attacking all of us, would you accept a challenge? Begged Cheekio. What kind of challenge? Roared Ellezina. If we take this boat to that small island and have our fight there, then whoever wins can come back and the loser has to stay there until the tide goes out, said Cheekio as he pointed to the old boat. Lizaroff thought about it and immediately accepted the challenge. Everyone climbed into the boat and the boat began to sink. "Somebody get off!" roared Lizaroff. Ellezina, the largest of the animals, got off, but the boat was still too heavy. "Somebody else get off!" roared Lizaroff. "I will get off," replied Cheekio as he made his way out of the boat. "Stop right there!" roared Lizaroff as he pinned Cheekio to the floor of the rotten boat. "I will get out," said Himakoo, the second largest of the four friends. Zebgaan began to row the boat. He did not want Cheekio to row, as he knew that his little friend needed all the energy in the world to fight Lizaroff. Eventually, they reached the small island. Lizaroff skipped over the shallow water by the beach and began to stretch his limbs in preparation for the battle. "That's better! I am now ready for this so-called challenge," laughed Lizaroff. Lizaroff looked around at Cheekio and watched in disbelief at the two friends rowing as fast as they could back to the jungle. Eventually, they joined their friends back at the jungle coast and jumped around in joy and waved to Lizaroff, who could only look on in shock. "I solved the problem," chuckled Cheekio. "What do you mean?" asked Zebgaan. "On the first trip, you take the mouse and leave the cat and cheese behind. All three are safe. On the next trip, you take the cat, but on that trip, you bring the mouse back with you. On the next trip, you take the cheese and leave the mouse behind. The cheese and the cat are now on the small island. Finally, you go back for the mouse. Problem solved," laughed Cheekio as he made a fist pump. "That's excellent! School trip is going ahead!" screamed Ellezina. "What about poor Lizaroff? How will he get back?" she added. "Let him enjoy his little holiday on that island. He can walk back when the tide is out, in 10 hours, laughed Cheekio. All the friends laughed and waved at Lizaroff. The end.